Welcome to Kettle Messages Tarot, your sacred space for general intuitive tarot and oracle readings by your gifted mystic, the Gemstar. Welcome to Kettle Messages Tarot, your sacred space for general intuitive tarot and oracle readings by your gifted mystic, the Gemstar. Hello and welcome everyone to Kettle Messages Tarot. I'm your reader, the Gemstar, jumping on here live to do some random tea collective messages readings. So these are general, these are collective, and we want to just see what energies we're picking up during this time. I'm going to give the cards a shuffle. We want to thank everyone for subscribing, for all the support and the love you showing Kettle Messages Tarot, Spirit, and myself. We want to thank and welcome all our new subscribers. Again, we thank you for showing your support, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for joining us during the live and in the tea room. Giving the cards a good shuffle so we can get into this collective energy. See what is going on during this time. We're in Gemini season at this time. A lot of communication coming through. So let's see what the cards have to say. General tea, general tea. Welcome everyone. I'm your reader, the Gemstar, here to bring some general tea. So what's the oracle's tea? Let's do some general random tea spilling, checking in the energies. Let's see what stories play out during these collective general readings. Feel free to join us in the tea room, jump in the chat room. As we get the messages for the collective at this time. What you have for us, Spirit, for the collective at this time. I can see that there's a situation that's being repeated in the area of love and romance. For some, I feel the energy of losing hope when it comes to a relationship. You can be texting, writing at this time. A time to make decisions when it comes to love, romance, and relationships. These are general collective readings, so I'm just spilling the tea, and whatever resonates is for you. Whatever doesn't resonate, let it go, okay? Don't force it to fit. These are just general collectives. Someone can have recently gone through a miscarriage or have lost a child. Maybe through some child custody hearing. You may be going through child custody at this time, afraid of losing your rights to your child, or someone you're involved with is concerned about this. Others of you may be tired of all the loss when it comes to love, romance, and relationships. So I see some people reflecting, wishing, hoping, praying. The universe at this time is removing what does not serve you to bring you happier times, carefree times, lighthearted times. At this time, I'm picking up if you're in a relationship or you're in a tight friendship, there's disagreements, arguments, cycles repeating, people feeling like they're wasting their time, wasting their resources, some people feeling like they've been robbed of a dream, a hope, a wish. Some of you may have had high hopes for a connection, and you may have to count it as a loss for some. I'm picking for others that there's a situation that you're dealing with at this time between you and another, that there needs to be a conversation had. You need to discuss forgiving what has transpired between you, learning from the situation and forgiving each other and allowing each other closure, to gain closure so you can free yourselves, so that you can pursue the one, so you can find that passion and that hope once again in your life. It's like for you guys in this general collective reading, it's like healing your inner child, fulfilling a dream or a hope that you've had since childhood and manifesting that into the now, into your reality. I see that a lot of you are awakening, manifesting your intuitive abilities, your psychic abilities. Trust them at this time because they're leading you to what is needed, which is closing cycles, gaining closure, having those conversations. Some of these conversations might get heated. You see that friendships or relationships are not going to go anywhere. They continue repeating a toxic cycle, and you're being asked to forgive and release yourself, free yourself from connections where you're constantly arguing, there's constant confrontations, there's jealousy, there's aggressiveness, there's bullying, there's narcissism, there's gaslighting, there's breadcrumbing, all right? So if you're in connections like that, that you're getting love bombed, right? You're getting roses, they're taking you out on dates for some of you, but on the other hand, when you get home, you're getting yelled at, you're getting bullied, you're getting beaten, or there's just arguments and confrontations. It's like good times never last. Like the romance never lasts. It always winds up in a fight. It always winds up in an argument. It starts off romantic, hot and heavy, and then we get to the nitty gritty, facing the deeds of the past, bringing them up, trying to get answers, trying to get closure. And what happens? Conversation shut down. We're not going to discuss it anymore. We're going our separate ways. And for some of you, going your separate ways is the universe's blessing, is the universe's way of bringing the one to you. Because maybe the one you're with is not the one that stirs up the passion or gives you financial stability. For some of you, if the drama exists, if the toxicity exists, you're being asked to let go. Forgive, learn, release, heal from the past. You're going to experience more love in your present connections and future connections. But it's time to take back your power, take back control of your love life, take back control of your life in general. I see that some of you have to stir up once again passion and drive and motivation. It's there. The inspiration is there. The guidance is there. Your intuition is bright. Listen and follow those gut feelings leading you to pick up projects, leading you to go back to school, leading you to open your business, leading you to better friendships and healthier romantic connections. There's a lot of healing childhood wounds. You could be having a conversation that triggers things in your childhood. Reminds you of things in your childhood. Some childhood abuse could have happened. You even wrote about the abuse in your diaries, in your journals when you were a child. Of all the loss, the collective general energy I'm picking up here is the energy of orphans, of people who feel like they have been abandoned by family members, friends, lovers. Yes, you see, no one's home. No one's home, no one's in the chair, no one's at the dinner table. It's like there was a lot of nights when you were growing up that you had to make your own supper, you had to feed your siblings, or you had to just feed yourself because your parents weren't around, they were at work, or they were busy, doing whatever they were doing. And you were the grown up, you were the adult in the house, you had to grow up quickly. You may have grown up in a household where you were neglected, abused, verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. And freeing yourself from that abuse took a lot of strength, a lot of faith in God, in your angels, in yourself to break free. For those of you that are resonating with this energy, where there may have been childhood abuse and that has caused a lot of blockages in your connections with your friends, with your lovers. There's a lot of triggers, a lot of unhealed wounds, inner child wounds. And there's a need to forgive your parents, to forgive yourself. You did the best you could in this situation. You fed yourself. You fed your family. You fed your siblings. You had to grow up quickly, but it made you strong. It turned you into the person you are today. A person who's willing to learn, forgive, have closure, and move on. Move on because you know what it's like to live in the pain. You know what it's like to suffer, to live under abuse, under duress. That's the first energy I feel coming out. Some of you, the abuse in your youth was so bad that you can't have your own children physically if you were abused sexually, or you afraid to even have your own children because of the toxic family. You don't want to repeat a toxic cycle. It's like you don't want your children to suffer what you've suffered. Wow, that's a deep message. Ooh, General Collective. We said we spilling some general tea, but wow, that was deep. Okay, the first row, you guys were deep. Okay, so some of you are mourning a love. For some of you, the love is actually deceased. It was like the one you felt was the one for you has already passed from this earth. You may be feeling nostalgic. You may be remembering the times when this loved one was alive, how they loved you, how they took care of you. It was a big loss. But if you are feeling like a loved one who is deceased on the other side is a guardian for you in your present life, then yes, if you've been seeing signs, if you've been getting dreams, if you've been hearing their voice, if you've been seeing their favorite color, number, you've seen photos of when they were children. This is remembering a grandmother, a grandfather, a parent that has passed, a husband that has passed, a wife that has passed. You may be a widow, but love surrounds you. And the love that's surrounding you, for those of you that are widows and widowers, then this loved one is still with you in spirit. They see that you've going through a lot of loss, a lot of difficulties in your life. You may be struggling at this time financially, or they see that you may be surrounded by people who just take and rob, just, suck you dry, and they want you to free yourself. They want you to free yourself from people who use you and abuse you, especially if you're late in age, if you're up there in age, guys. And there's a lot of people taking advantage of the elderly, for their retirement, for their SSI check, for their disability check, for their military service check. But there are a lot of people who would take advantage of the elderly. And if you in that type of position, we ask that you get a loved one involved to check up on you. Because I can see that there may be a caretaker or someone who cleans the house, a maid that comes in, a cleaning service that comes in, or a health aide that is robbing an elderly. Okay, so if you have elderly parents or grandparents that you look after, make sure that you're paying attention to their money, to their belongings, to their possessions, because the people taking care of them when you're not around are robbing them. And for others of you, the first message that came out is that some of you are healing from childhood abuse, childhood wounds, taking people out of your life and freeing yourself from abusers and users. Let's see this last energy I'm picking up here on the last row, where we see that there's someone who is interested in you, reaching out and communicating to you, or thinking about communicating, but they trigger anger. They trigger anger in you when they reach out. So maybe the conversation goes left, okay? Or you're misunderstanding what they're saying when they're texting, DMing you. Like, what is the intention? What do you mean? There's a lot of confusion in messages, a lot of misunderstanding, causing commotion, causing arguments, causing fights, causing people to shut down and just walk away from each other. Like, we can't even talk at this point. There's these connections that are coming up, offering, romance and sex and love bombing, and after that, abuse, aggression, gaslighting, ghosting. There's a lot of abuse coming through this first general random tea spill. But Spirit is saying to forgive for yourself. This healing is needed for yourself, to heal your inner child, to heal these wounds so that you can allow yourselves to move forward, not to be afraid to step out and live your lives once again like you normally would, without being terrorized, without PTSD, without this fear. Okay, I feel a lot of fear, a lot of frustration, a lot of confusion, a lot of feeling lost and unsupported and alone. And it's like you're not alone. Your spirit guides are with you. Your ancestors are with you. Your loved ones are with you. And some of you may discount it because they're not here physically to help you with your situation. But in the spiritual realm, they are pulling all the stops, okay? They are talking to the archangels. They are talking to Jesus, Mary, God, sending messages. Like, please help my sibling. Help my my wife, my husband down there. They're all alone. Help them. Okay, so you have ancestors and those that have passed on, your deceased loved ones, rooting for you on the other side, pulling their weight on the other side for you. But you have to work with the universe. You have to work with your spirit guides. You have to work with your ancestors. They need you to want to heal. They need you to take the first steps towards healing. They need you to cry. They need you to journal. They need you to let it out. Let it out. Scream in the pillow. Punch the pillow. Go get a punching bag. Go kick a bag. All right? Go throw out the garbage. Go in the closet and just throw everything out that you don't need, or give things away. It's a time to release. Release everything that triggers pain, that triggers old memories, that bring you anger, that stir anger and confusion and frustration and loss and loneliness and abandonment. This general tea is heavy, okay? Some of you have some shadow work to do, some healing to do in order to welcome love, in order to be ready for abundance. This energy is just pushing everything out because it's an energy of fear. It's an energy of lack. It's an energy of I'm alone, but you're not. The universe is trying to communicate with you, trying to support you during these times of where you're needing to free yourself from abuse, free yourself from toxic situations, free yourself from addictions, free yourself from inducing your own pain, causing your own pain by looking back, by reliving memories, by reading old diaries and journals and stirring up these emotions. And if you're doing that, then Spirit is saying use it. Use it to free yourself, to work through the issue. Because there's love out there waiting for you once again. Even, if you feel like you're not at the age of welcoming love or entertaining a passionate romance. If you're not dead and your heart is ticking and you alive, then yes, you deserve to receive love and passion. Others of you are really focused on your finances and your careers, being stuck in dead-end jobs where you give and you give, but you see nothing. No bonus, no promotion. So if you're in a dead-end job, then it's a good time to release dead end jobs. It's all about release of what causes you pain, what causes you loss, what frustrates you, who walks out of your life, who walks away, who doesn't show up at dinner time, who's not showing up in the connection, who's not showing up in these friendships, who's showing up just to abuse and use. Okay? Heal your inner child. You're ready. It's time. It's time. You're ready. It's like hit the ground running. Do this. Process of elimination. What's not bringing anything positive into your life? Just memories that make you cry, that make you lose hope, that remind you of all the loss in your life. You just want to be a child again in your energy. In your energy. You want to be happy again. You want to have joy once again. You're ready. See, there it is. Confirmation. Confirmation of the energy Spirit is picking up and communicating with the gem star. That in this reading for the general collective, you're looking back at all the loss in your life. You know, the loss of a pet, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a relationship, the loss of your youth, the loss of your innocence. Dealing with a lot of loss at this time and trying to find the hope, right? Trying to find the silver lining in a situation where you feel like all there has been recently is loss. Loss after loss after loss after loss. It's like, when is the universe gonna give me some abundance? It's gonna give me some good news. It's gonna give me a win. But first, you gotta be ready to deal with loss. Face this loss. Deal with this pain. Transmute this energy into passion. Passion to live life again. Passion to pursue a dream, a goal, something that fulfills you. Yes. You see, what are your goals? What are your goals? Your friends have goals. Your friends are doing them. Your friends are out there succeeding, going to school, starting their businesses, doing their startups. Your friends are trying to tell you, hey, focus on you. Get a goal. Get a goal. Get passionate about something. Get passionate about something. Okay, there has been a lot of loss. Okay, friends are saying, general collective. Friends are saying, okay, in your life there has been a lot of loss. Spirit is saying, yes, there has been loss. But there has also been blessings. There has also been miracles. Now you're ready for something new. You're ready for the next phase, the next stage, the next step. You got to get passionate about something. Passionate about yourself. Passionate about love. Passionate about life. Passionate about a dream. Passionate about a goal. Give yourself a goal. Something to wake up and look forward to. Because with this energy of loss, you don't want to wake up, right? You don't want to wake up. Because the feeling is like, what am I going to lose today, Gemstar? What am I going to lose today? Have a dream, have a goal, and focus on that. Okay? You have a lot of ideas. Remember all those ideas when you was a kid. You wanted to be a baseball player. You wanted to be a football star. You wanted to be a rapper. You wanted to be an artist. You wanted to design sneakers. You wanted to write a comic book. You wanted to make a movie. You wanted to be a producer. You wanted to do some special effects. What were all the dreams and the goals you had as a child that you feel were taken away? or that you didn't have a chance to pursue, to live, to experience. This is your time. Give it to yourself now. Give it to yourself now. It's never too late to live a dream. Never too late. But if you give up on yourself, if you lose hope, if you believe that you alone and that not even the universe has your back, then you close the doors to your blessings and to abundance. To abundance. We're going to close this first general random tea. Okay, we'll do another one. But woof, there's a lot of heavy energy there that you're going to have to work through. Feeling alone, but the universe got your back. You just got to meet it halfway. Let's give a message from the roll of the die, okay? For that general first collective reading. So first we're going to roll the die for a message for romance and relationships, because we saw a lot of widows, widowers. We saw a lot of people looking back at past connections, all the loss. Focus on the loss. So let's get a love and relationship message, being that Spirit says, hey, it's never too late to find love. It's never too late to love on yourself. Never too late to open yourself to love. So let's see. Let's get a love message. Okay. Oh, 11. A master number. 11. And this master number 11 in romance and relationships brings us the message that an intense affection will soon set fire to your life. That's that passion. Okay, so Spirit is confirming, like, yes, you can live passionately, you can live a romance, you can have inspiration, motivation, you can wake up and face the day again, live your life again. So an intense affection will soon set fire to your life. For those of you resonating with the first collective tea spilling, but be wary of what remains when passion burns out. See, that is total confirmation for the first general random tea, where we were saying that there's love bombing, there's chemistry, there's sex, there's passion, but there's also abuse. There's also abandonment. There's also feeling lonely in a relationship, feeling abandoned. The partner doesn't even show up to dinner sometimes. Okay, what the hell are they doing? They're not showing up to dinner. It's time to free yourself. See the red flags, learn from your situation, learn from the connections in your life, and see some of these relationships for what they are. They're just sexual connections. They're just physical. For those of you resonating with the first message. So even though there's a passionate sexual connection in the first reading, it's that loss, right? After the passion, they vanish. After the sex, they vanish. You can't even get a hold of them. Spirit says, let's do it again. All right, welcome. I am your reader, the Gem Star. This is Kettle Messages Tarot Live. And this is just general random tea spilling. Just seeing what we pick up at this time from the Oracle. I'm being Spirit's conduit. And we're getting some messages. We start off with this grave energy, with the death, something returning from the past, something trying to come back after you thought it was dead and over with. But you are standing your ground. You're not letting this affect you. You want stability, security, in a relationship, in a marriage. Let's continue our second row. Some of you are entertaining friends at this time, hanging out with your friends, being protective of your friends. You may be the responsible one when it comes to your group of friends. They look up to you, you their mentor, or you their big sister, their big brother. They see you as a mom, a dad, a nurturer. So you are very protective over your friends. For the second line. For the first line, I see that something that you buried is trying to come back into your life. And some of you are already engaged or married, moved on. So don't worry, we're going to look deeper into that. Our last line. Oh, some of you are wanting to buy a house that has a backyard, that you can install a pool, or that you have a lot of land where you can do some farming or gardening, grow your own fruits and vegetables. The last line, I feel like some of you are wanting to go house hunting, are saving money to buy a house. If you are a renter, you're getting tired of renting, you want to own your own house, but this house has to have trees, has to have a garden, where an area where you can do your vegetation, or you can do your farming, or you can just plant your roses, your tulips, whatever you like, your hydrangeas, your lilies. Oh, let's continue. Let's continue. Thank you for joining us during the live. I'm your reader, the Gem Star, and these are just general random tea spillings. I just jumped on here because Spirit, wanted to talk to you guys. So I thank you for supporting this channel, for liking and subscribing and checking out our website. We thank you so much for your support. We see a lot of love lately and we appreciate it. This is a lot of hard work. It may look easy, but it's not, okay? Especially when you're doing it all yourself. Okay. Oof. Confirmation for the first line. Let's talk about the first line, okay? Ooh. Yeah, I want to talk to those that are resonating with the first line, where you have buried an old relationship with an ex. You are done over with it, and you have regained balance, stability, security in your life. This is something that you gave yourself. This connection left you feeling dead, drained, sucked dry, and it took you a long time to rebuild yourself, to give yourself stability, to feel good, have that confidence in yourself, gain that self-confidence, once again, that self-love that this person, just zapped out of you. And if they weren't willing to put the ring on it, then you were willing to let go. If you weren't getting the love back that you receive, then you were willing to let it go. If you're in that situation now where you are your ride or die for the one you love, for the one you share your bed with, the one you share your heart with, the one you share your home with, and this person ain't showing up. Okay, the passion ain't there, the chemistry ain't there, the communication ain't there, the relationship ain't going nowhere, it's not going to the next step. And the first line, y'all want that ring. Y'all want that ring. And you are, as we said, confirmation, you make the effort in your relationships. You are making the effort. You stick by your man, you stick by your woman. You show up for your relationship. You fight for your relationship. You are aiming for the ring. Okay? You're going for the ring. You're going for that Super Bowl ring. You're going for that diamond platinum ring. But you are going for the ring. And you feel like it's worth waiting for. You're worth waiting for, line one. Or waiting for the one who will put the ring on it is worth waiting for. If the one that you are with is not loving you back, then You are willing to focus on your family, on your children, pour the love there, and wait for the one that will put a ring on it. Okay? Whew, that first line, just confirmation. Oh, Spirit wanted to talk tonight. He decided, he said, Gemstar, just do random, just collective. Let's see what we pick up. So the first line, we already picking up that if they can't get their act together, if they're going to act like a zombie in the relationship, they're going to act like dead weight, then you're going to bury the dead weight. You're going to put a tombstone on it, and you're going to look for security and stability and balance in your life. You're going to look for a home to settle down. You want to build. You want to build. You want a foundation. You want the marriage, the engagement, the commitment. If you ain't getting the commitment, then you're waiting for it. And you're letting go of the person who doesn't want to commit. Let's see these friends here. The second line, where there's a lot of being protective over your friends. Spirit said we ain't done. We ain't done. The second line here, those of you resonating with your friends, okay, you single, but your friends are your family. Some of you don't have your siblings around or your parents around. You don't have your biological blood relatives around, and your friends are your family. All right? And whoever mess with your friends are messing with your fam. All right? So if they come for your friends, they coming for you. And that's the energy vice versa. If they coming for you, then your friends will back you up. If you resonating with this energy, go ahead, hit the like button, let us know that you got friends who are down for you and won't let anybody mess with you. You got loyal friends, ride or die friends, friends that have been with you since childhood. You go way back with these friends. Or they know the most intimate part of you. Okay? You know the deepest, darkest secrets of each other. And that's why this fam is tight. Okay? This fam is tight. The last line, I'm seeing that those of you that are wanting a house, go for it. Go for it. Go for the loan. Save. Look for ways to buy cheap and fix up. Buy a fixer-upper. Buy a fixer-upper. Get your cousins involved. Get your family involved. Plumbers. Electricians. There are family members that are very handy that can help you with a fixer-upper. Your friends can move in with you and help you. Your family can move in and help you. Okay, fix up a house. But some of you are wanting a house and you're not settling for less. This is the goal. Okay, the goal with the pool, with the tree, with the farm, with the goats, with the chickens, with the dog. All right, let's keep spreading tea. All right, so what we're going to do with this first line where we are waiting for the right one. We are not settling, first line. We are waiting for the one who's going to put a ring. Oh, Jesus. Holy Spirit. Who, Mother Mary and Joseph. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, all my hairs are standing up. Line 1, confirmation. You are going to get your hubby, your wife. Come hell or high water. Don't give up. Don't settle for less. Absolutely not. Don't settle for unrequited love. Don't settle for someone who has you as an option. Don't settle for someone who promises you engagement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years and you still ain't even got the ring. We still ain't even living together. Like, what's the real tea? What's the real tea? Okay? Bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. Go line one. Going to the chapel and you're gonna get married. Some of you are actually getting engaged and getting married, line one. And you got no time for the exes. All right? So for line one, I'm also picking up that if you are engaged or you are getting married at this time, then the door to the past is dead, is closed. No more communicating with exes, no more pictures, no more nostalgia, no more acting like you single, no more. Your past life is dead. You have to bury your past life in order for you to prepare for marriage. You want to settle down, you want marriage, or you want someone who won't settle for less than marriage, then you got to get ready to bury the past. No more exes, no more, open relationships, no more looking around, no more shopping around. That's it. Line one. That's it. Oof. Ooh, line one, but you want one more message. All right. My God, that's not confirmation enough for you? That's not confirmation enough. Ooh, justice. Bam, come on. Come on. Give it to us. Hit that like button. Justice. We're going to the justice of the peace. You may not have a church wedding, but you definitely jumping the broom, okay? You definitely stepping on the glass. You definitely, oppa, okay? Bam, bam, bam. We getting married. We going to the justice of the peace. Goodbye, single life. Goodbye, single life, line one. Kiss it goodbye. This is your time to settle down. Set roots. Grow old with your partner. Make a future with your partner. Have children with your partner. Start a family with your partner. Okay? Oh, yes. And some of you, the engaged ones and the ones that are getting married, okay, celebrating honeymoon, you're getting pregnant right away. Right away. And you're going to come back and tell the Gemstar, you is the high priestess, you's the witch, the queen of swords. You lay down the law, lay down the justice. We bringing you the truth, okay? Line one, you got your answer. You got your answer. If they don't give you marriage, that's not the one, okay? If they're not giving you what you want, then very soon you're going to get the one who's going to give you what you want. Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. But you have to make the effort to release the past. Okay? Your past don't come along with you. Your exes are not your friends. Your exes are not your buddies. All right? Exes are not your buddies or your friends. They your exes. They can only drive wedges in your marriages. So don't do it to yourself. If you're needing to co-parent, then your focus is on your marriage, your spouse, and raising your children with your spouse, and find a way to co-parent. But your spouse needs to be involved. Oh, I love it, line one. Ooh, see, Spirit said, ooh, let's do another random general T. All right, let's see. For those of you picking up on that line two energy, where your friends are your family. You may feel like an orphan. You may not have your biological family, or you're far away from home. Your family's in another country, another continent, another state, another city, and you need ride or die right next to you. All right? So let's look at our ride or die people. Let's look at our friends. Let's look at our friends from childhood. Oh, yeah, you know they show up for you. They like your guardian angel. They on your shoulder. Your friends are the ones that tell you, yo, stop drinking. That's the last drink. Okay? Don't drive. I'm going to drive you. I'm going to take you home. Look at you. You so drunk. You butt naked. But your friend will wrap you up with their jacket, with their shirt, with their scarf. Your friend will cover you. Your friend will hold your hair back when you're vomiting, throwing up. Your friend will open the door when you show up. When you show up drunk. Okay? Your friends are looking out for you. Your friends are also inviting you out, sending you messages to and fro during this time. This is a good time if you have not seen your friends, okay? Especially your childhood friends, your neighborhood friends, your ride or dies, the ones that were with you, those times when you were throwing up at the bar, they had to hold your hair up, they had to drive you home, they had to put you on their couch, they had to cover you because you was running down the block butt naked, singing, hallelujah, Jesus is coming, the resurrection. If you haven't spent time with your friends, please do, all right? Please do. Yeah. Oh, I'm loving this general reading. Oh, some of you may find out that one of your friends got robbed, okay? Some of your friends got robbed. They got their expensive clothes, their designer clothes stolen from them, or their designer jewelry stolen from them. Or you gotta look out for your friends at this time because they're hanging out with the wrong people or you're hanging around the wrong crowd. When you're out with your friends, okay? Like we said, you're drunk, you're not paying attention to your clothes, to your pocketbook, to your phone, to your jewelry. You just slobbing it all over. You a sloppy drunk. Or, if you just get carried away in the celebration and you just don't pay attention, be careful of, not getting robbed. Also, another message I picked up, because Spirit was like, yeah, there's a lot of happy-go-lucky messages, but there's also another message with this friendship. If you have been in a friendship where they have robbed you, then no, this is not your friend, okay? Some of you may find out that a childhood friend is robbing you. Or you may find out a secret of something that happened when you guys were kids. Your phone may have gone missing. Something was stolen from you, and you may find out while a friend is drunk, you guys are partying and shit, and your friend is drunk. Drunk lips sink ships. And a friend may tell you, yo, you remember that time where you thought you lost your phone? I took it. Your laptop, I took it. I probably still have that shit. But for some of you, you may find out a friend got robbed and they need you at this time. Also, you may need a friend to look out for you because your home got burglarized and you need a place to stay, a safe place. And others of you, if you got shady friends who are thieves, okay, who got sticky fingers, then watch out for them because they're coming through, all right? They're coming through. Be careful with people that say they're your friends and your family and they're there to take. Let's see what we're picking up in this last line. Let's see what we're picking up with the last line. Those of you wanting this house. Yes. Okay, Spirit, let's talk about this house. They want this house. They want this house. We see the key. We see the key. Confirmation for those of you that we said there's a baby on the way. A baby on the way. Others of you are buying houses and these are fixer-uppers. These are going to be your babies. These are going to be a project for you and you're going to be able to flip this house. I feel like if you're buying a house and this is a project that you're taking on, this is a baby, this is a house that, you want to be a real estate agent or you want to do some house flipping, that's possible. That's happening. Others of you, You need a house because you're pregnant and you're welcoming babies, and your apartment or the house you have now is just too small. You need something bigger. But definitely the house is here. The house is here. The baby is here. This house being your baby is here. Okay? So we're fighting over who's paying for this house, how we're going to pay this house. Or some of you, because you're in environments where there's too much fighting, okay? Your neighbors could be arguing and fighting all the time. The people living upstairs are fighting and arguing all the time. The neighborhood is bad. The neighbors are bad. Or you living with roommates or living with family. Yeah, all hell is breaking loose, and you need your own house. You need your own apartment. You need your independence. You tired of living with toxic people. All that you doing is fighting with your roommates or fighting with family. It's like, I'm getting my own house. I'm getting my own apartment. I'm moving out. No, line number 3, you're definitely moving out. You're in toxic environments, or you're pregnant, and this is not an environment where you want to raise your children, bring your children to a toxic household. You're not trying to do that, okay? Let's roll the dice. Yes, let's roll the dice. For those that resonated with the first line, love and marriage, love and marriage. Let's give it to the love and marriage. The first line, what's your number? Okay, is that 9? Okay, number 9. Number 9 in love and romance, those that have picked the first line. Sometimes we must let go of the past before we can fully embrace the future. Ooh, Spirit, thank you so much for the confirmation. We said it. We said it. 9, closing cycles. The next step is 10. Oh, the grave. The grave. 9 of Pentacles. There's your 9. There's your answer. We said, those of you that chose the first line, if you are looking forward to marriage, or marriage is the goal, then release the past. You must first release the past in order to enjoy the present and the future connections. The second line, the friends. We want to look at these friends because, you know, some of you got a shady friend here. Sticky fingers. Sticky fingers. All right, so let's look at a message for what's happening here. Future event. We want to know future event because we believe that while you're having a good time or you're not being aware, someone is trying to rob you, a friend. Let's see. 8. Okay, the number is 8, and the message, success awaits. Persevere and it will be yours. Success awaits. It will be yours. So they're not going to get away with thieving, okay? If a friend is trying to steal anything from you, then you will catch them. They will not get away with this, okay? You will catch them red-handed with their hands in the cookie jar. You will catch them. Indeed, you will catch them. And if a friend is going through a hard time, or you're going through a hard time, a friend will definitely look out, and you will definitely show up because there's a lot of loyalty here. This third, where we got to get out of this house, too much arguing. The neighbors, enough. They make me sick. The neighbors is making you sick. Let's see. What's going on? Oh, number 4. Number 4 reminds me of the Four of Wands, of home businesses. Again, this message of you taking on buying real estate to flip houses or investing in real estate, building a house, 4 Wands, marriage, again coming out, buying a home, working out of the house. I'm picking up all these messages for the third line. The third line, a storm is brewing in your life. Okay, so all hell is going to break loose for those of you that are ready to move out. This fight is what's going to make you want to vacate the premises. This is what's going to make you relocate and move out. Especially if you have your children living there and it's a threat to the safety of your children. But a storm is brewing in your life. Weather it with grace. But don't change the course. So this is meant to happen. This has been building up. There's a lot of tension building up with roommates, family members, whoever you live with. All hell is going to break loose. This has to happen. This has to come to a head. This was going to happen eventually. And this is what's going to force you to look for your own place. Spirit says one more general random reading. One more general random tea spilling for the collective. Thank you, Spirit, for all your work this evening. Thanking you for allowing me the honor of being your conduit. Let's begin. This is the last general random collective tea spilling. We just jumped in here live because Spirit wanted to talk to you guys. So let's see what Spirit has to say for this last third random tea spilling. The first line, I see that there's relatives visiting the home, or you're visiting your parents, your grandparents at this time, or you're receiving messages. For some of you, someone has passed, and this is the reading of a will. The second line, I see you guys meeting someone from the past. They're traveling from afar, and you're reuniting from someone. You're reuniting with someone who's foreign or at a distance, or who lives abroad and is visiting your area. The last line, I can see that there is sorrow and heartbreak. The last line looks pretty tough for even me to digest, but I am Spirit's conduit, and I'm going to give it to you straight as the Queen of Swords. As your High Priestess, I cannot deceive you. Some of you are going through a miscarriage, a loss of a child, an abortion. Some of you have been abandoned while pregnant by your partner because they cheated and they strayed. Some of you may also be finding out that your partner's mistress is pregnant. If you are in third-party relationships, line 3, if you know your partner has been cheating, straying, sleeping around, you're going to find out that the mistress is pregnant. You and the mistress may be pregnant at the same time. If the mistress is pregnant, this person is leaving you to go with the mistress who is pregnant. Some of you may be abandoned by your partners. Some of you may be so stressed out in relationships that you abort a child due to the stress. Whew, Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Let's continue. Random general. Ooh, okay, we're going to take it. Let go of control issues. People trying to control you, manipulate you. Let this person go. If you're in a lover's triangle and they cheated on you, get that divorce. Get away from this person, especially if you're finding out you and the mistress are pregnant at the same time. Or they're willing to leave you if they find out the mistress is pregnant. They're willing to abandon you while pregnant to go and sleep with the mistress. You are crying. You are heartbroken. You are in sorrow. Let's continue. Pay attention to the red flags. Confirmation. Spirit is saying, look at all the signs. Look at all the signs. They're still cheating. They still have a mistress. They still sleeping around unprotected. They could bring you a disease. They could bring you a child from their mistress. Pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention. This person wants to have their cake and eat it too. Romance ain't finance. Romance isn't love. Romance ain't enough. Romance is not enough. Okay? Attraction, romance, soulmate. But it's all saying pay attention, pay attention. Pay attention. Because new love is where it's at. You deserve love. You deserve love, but you deserve it from a new person which you're going to have chemistry with. Let go of a toxic soulmate that has already given you all the signs. You've seen all the red flags. Yes, there's romance, but there's also possessiveness, controlling, demanding, bullying. There's all that drama too. New love, it's where it's at. The chemistry is where it's at. You deserve love. You deserve love if you find yourself in that toxic situation. Let's go back to line 1. Let's go back to line 1. Getting messages from family or ex-lovers. These lovers though, if these are exes for line 1, then these go way back. These are not recent exes. These are 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. One of those exes reaching out to you, reuniting with you, or an ex, okay, that you left 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago has left something in their will for you. Or you receive like a message in a bottle, a letter from long ago you come across. And this triggers nostalgia or the opening of communication between you and this person from long ago. They might have a really old house. Their house may be in a state, or it may be in their family for many, many generations. Okay, so the first line I'm picking up has to deal with generations, has to deal with exes 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, family members 10, 20, 30 years, even older than you, communicating with you, reaching out to you, receiving a box full of memorabilia from these people, being part of their will, receiving messages from their friends or family members. The second line, we see a lot of communication. I see office parties. I also see for the second line, If you in a business where you need to travel, then you got to get ready to travel. All right? If you a stewardess, if you a pilot, if you was a boat captain, okay? If you was the captain of your own boat, your yacht, then you got to get ready to set sail. There's a office party or an office event or work event. This may be a startup. You may be, this is like a grand opening. The second line I'm picking up. You may be traveling to expand your business. You may be expanding your businesses internationally as well. I see dealing with tariffs too. If you're getting your products from China or out of the country where you're at, you're going to be incurring a lot of tariffs, which you're going to have to deal with in some way. Either you take these tariffs on or, you pass them on to your customers and your clients. But I see a lot of business energy for line 2. For line 3, I see a lot of heartbreak, confusion, sadness, depression. Something that started, if you've started something new with someone, you're finding out that this person is already in a connection, or this person is already married, or this person is keeping their options open. You're not the only one. Line 3, I got this energy where you're not the only one. We're going to keep spreading tea. Don't worry. This is the last general reading. Let's continue with the general tea. No. Spirit says no. Spirit said no, we have to listen. Okay. General tea. Let's see. Let's continue. Line 1. Oof. No. Spirit said no. Line 1, there's jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy. For line 1, if you have been left in a will, and this is unbeknownst to you, you don't even know that this person has put you in their will. When you go to the reading of the will, there's going to be a lot of people jealous. Family members jealous, ex-lovers jealous, husbands, wives jealous of what this person leaves you. They can leave you an estate. They can leave you their house. For some of you, you could have been a butler. You could have been a maid. You could have been the groundskeeper. You could have taken care of them in their own age. You could have been their nurse aide. You don't know. But this person is leaving you a house or something of value that stirs up jealousy during this will reading. Oof. But this is because of so much good that you've done in the past. All the seeds that you've planted. All those good things that you paid forward. All those good deeds that you did that no one knew about. The universe is just blessing you. You did something good for somebody in the past during their time of need. This could have been an old pen pal that you had in your childhood. You could live in America and they could live in Britain, and they leave you a house in London. Okay? Second line, unexpected joy. Yes, there's a trip, there's business picking up, there's travel for line 2, people coming to visit you, you going traveling abroad. Get your passports ready, get your visas ready, get your citizenship papers ready, get your papers and your documents ready. For those of you that resonated with line 2, traveling, you may be seeing Big Ben in London, you may be traveling to France, you may be traveling to Canada, you may be traveling to New Zealand, to Australia, but you is traveling long distance. For those of you that chose line 2, you're traveling long distance. And this is unexpected joy for you. It's like I don't have to work in the office. I get to travel. You know, my hotel is paid, my stay is paid, my dinner, everything is paid for. Everything is paid for. Okay. Some of you, line 3, you're getting a visit from the mistress. I'm pregnant, from your man, your woman. Something is going on here in line 3 where somebody's visit is causing you heartache, heartbreak, finding out somebody else is pregnant, or somebody's news is affecting you very, very badly. And if you are pregnant, you don't need this bad news. You don't need this stress, because I could see miscarriages. I can see losing a child. I can see winding up in the hospital or induced labor from the stress, from the shock. You know, it's like being in shock and your whole body goes in shock and the baby pops out. Okay, there they are. There they are. What they doing there? What they doing there? They are visiting the mistress. We got third party interference in line 3. Somebody here is visiting the mistress, especially if you're home pregnant. If you are pregnant, some of you, it's heartbreaking for me to give you this news, but because you're pregnant, they're looking for love elsewhere. They're looking for sex elsewhere. And you're going to find out about this, okay? You definitely will find out about this. That's right. You will take them to court. You will divorce them with the quickness. You will divorce them and take them for everything. Okay? What was that? Ivanka Trump, right? Ivanka Trump. When she got divorced from Donald Trump, what is her line? What is her motto? Take everything. Take everything. Line 3. If you are finding out that your husband got somebody else pregnant, or your husband is cheating, your husband is fooling around on you, Lord Jesus, save them, because you are taking them to the bank. You are taking them for everything, and you are going to move on and find new love. Okay? Let them stay with the mistress. They're not going to have any money left to pay for their mistress, and their mistress will leave them too. Loneliness. Bam. Confirmation. We said it. Confirmation. They leave you lonely, you will leave them bankrupt, and they will leave their mistress lonely, begging to come back to you, begging for you to drop the divorce. Please don't go there. Don't get the divorce papers. Not the divorce papers. We can talk this out. We can work this out. You are saying, no, there is no working a damn thing out. We're working it out with the attorney. We're working it out with divorce papers. And you are going to pay me my worth. I don't know what you promised your mistress, but I'm about to leave you on ground zero. Ground zero. You are going to leave them whiplashed, confused. They're not going to know why hit them. You will persevere. You will survive. You will survive, line 3. I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. All my life to live, you got all your love to give. You'll survive. That's right, baby. Line 3. You'll survive. You jumping over it. Jumping. You'll survive. They may get into an accident. You are going to be calling them. They're going to be driving, and you are going to hit them with the news. And they're going to get into a car crash. You will survive this. if you're resonating with the third line, you're getting cheated on, the mistress is here, you're going to go to divorce court, and you is going to win. Let's get you a final message. You will survive. Hey, hey. Bam. Hey, 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 hey. 29. Your message is 29. What you saying to this cheater? Your worth is not defined by your relationship with others. Bam! Confirmation. 29 for line 3. We said you will survive. Them cheating on you, getting mistresses pregnant, leaving you while you're pregnant, that does not define you. You will survive. You will rise like a phoenix. You will leave them penniless. You will leave them homeless. You will leave them mistressless. Okay? Oh. Stand tall. For those of you who resonated with line number 3 and you getting cheated on, stand tall. You are your own first love. You will survive. Hey, hey. You are your first love. You are your first love. For those of you taking this trip, for work, career, wheeling, dealing, networking, negotiating, contracts, business. Lucky number 13, Gemstar's number. Gemstar's favorite number. Lucky number 13 says, try to rise above petty criticism at work. Your work will eventually be recognized by someone who matters. As we said, you are being recognized. You're like being given a trip. You're being given tickets. You are being taken on a business venture. You are being recruited, part of a team. You are there with the higher ups. You are part of the board. You are part of the business. You are getting a percentage, a stock in the business. Your work is going to be recognized. All those haters at work, bow down. All those haters at work, bow down. Let's see. Number 3, for those of you getting something in a will. Number 3, getting some fortune blessed on you. Line number 1. Line number 1, last and final message. Be wary of strangers who come bearing opportunities. Ooh, be wary of strangers who come bearing opportunities. Someone trying to get you, line 1, into a business. Trying to get you to co-sign something for them. Line 1, if somebody is trying to get you to co-sign for a house. If somebody is trying to get you to co-sign for a car. If someone is trying to get a loan from you, borrow money from you, get a note from you, get a letter of recommendation from you, don't do it. Don't do it. They're going to make you look bad. Line 1, if you are being asked to write a letter of referral, if you are being asked to co-sign for something, if you are being asked to lend money or to borrow money for someone else, do not do it. Do not do it. For those of you releasing toxic connections, then you are waiting for new love, the right love, something that has magnetic attraction, strong chemistry, a love you deserve, a love that shows up for you, a love that loves you back. Getting rid of karmic soulmate relationships that just drama, possessive, controlling, bullies, narcissists, one-sided relationships. Goodbye to that. You're focusing on romance and attraction, vacations, getting away. One more final message from the die as we close this general random tea collective reading. A message for a future event. A message for a future event, an extra message for anyone out there watching. 7, lucky, lucky number 7 is still wanted to show up. Be wary of things that seem too good to be true. They usually are. Your final message for the Oracle's tea, general random tea spilling. If it's too good to be true, then you can count your bottom dollar that it is. Thank you for joining us during a live. We just popped up on here. Collective random general tea spilling. We hope you're enjoying the channel. If you are, become a member, subscribe, like, comment. If you want your own personal private reading, then reach out to us through our email, angelicwhispers13@yahoo.com, or visit our website, kettlemessagestarot.my.canva.site. Within the next 3 weeks, we will be making an announcement. So we hope that you are subscribed and you have your notification bells on and you're keeping your eye out for the community section, our Instagram, and our lives and our uploads. Mwah! Have a great Memorial Day weekend, holiday weekend, and a fabulous Gemini season. Happy birthday for any Geminis watching. Ciao. Thank you for supporting our channel, for stopping by and sipping some tea with us. If you'd like your own personal private reading with a Gemstar, reach out to me at angelicwhispers13@yahoo.com. Until we sip tea together again, be well, stay blessed, namaste, and ciao.